In the UK, you're involved with cities and urban regeneration and just sort of giving advice.
Yeah, it's a big part of my new life. I really enjoy it.
You know, you talk about economic zones and increasingly the Jones syndrome. Can you take us through what that means and whether that could apply to regional economic integration in Africa?
Well, I think linked to what I said a little bit about trade, it's an aspect of the same thing. And again, it's so weird in my career. I've sort of latched onto repeatedly really quite simple things which seem to surprise the hell out of people. But I learned through my BRICS research that big urban areas generate a lot of activity. It's pretty simple, right? You go back to the British Industrial Revolution, you go to the California Gold Rush, growth of Japan, now the growth of China and India.
Yeah.
You know, the one common reoccurring thing is kind of that. So as it relates to this job where I'm chairing this Urban Growth Commission about trying to get more growth outside of London, the fact of the matter is London's the only big city in Britain. If you look at the world's biggest cities, nowhere else, including my beloved Manchester, really register. So, but Manchester and Liverpool are 30 odd miles away. Manchester and Leeds are 30 odd miles away. And so why can you not do things involving at least infrastructure and maybe explore administrative things to kind of make it seem like one mass? So I've got myself into a bit of the controversy about so-called HS2. You know, why not start that thing between all these northern cities as opposed to in London? And it's like creating another equivalent of a tube system for the north of Britain. Now, for the region, of course, nowhere near so easy because it's such a huge geographic landmass. But I would say the same sort of principle is obviously relevant for trains. When I come here, in this mad, beautiful place, Lagos, the fact there's no subway system is just incredible. And the fact there's no train system between Lagos and Abuja yet, I mean, it's crazy. Friends of mine tell me that actually in Abuja, there's not even a bus system. So people have to walk for hours or pay crazy money for taxis. How can you expect them to participate more in economic improvement unless you make life easy for them? And at the core of it, it's basically the same thing.
So you're saying that the continent should also have a focus on the secondary cities? Because right now there's a lot of focus on the top 10 cities, the fastest growing cities, but they're the obvious London equivalents in the African context. But no one's really saying the secondary, well, some of the hotel groups are now beginning to say.
I think if you could link them more together with infrastructure, then it becomes more feasible. But without that, without any smart thinking by policy leadership about trains or supporting an independent airline company. Why is Virgin Airlines, why did it never succeed here? I mean, and I think I know bits of the answer, but the government should just give the regulatory environment. I mean, in principle, as African people get wealthier, the market for low-cost airlines between all these cities, you would think is huge. You look in somewhere like Indonesia, that business is growing extremely fast, and why not in Africa?
Well, you've seen EasyJet make its move now. It's in Tanzania. I'm looking for licenses across the rest of the continent.
There you go. I didn't even know that.
Okay. So yeah,
there's something else I've learned today. So that makes a lot of sense to me.
Fantastic. I mean,
doing business in Africa, you can't afford to be without Africa Investor.